Hello and welcome to the Community Assistance Council video on self-relaxation and mindfulness. My name is Jim McGraw. I'm a volunteer at Community Assistance Council, and in my working life, I have been involved as a counselor and as a teacher in helping people learn and practice self-relaxation techniques. And I've done this in hospitals, community mental health centers, and in colleges. So today I want to begin by thanking CAC for sponsoring these series of videos on a number of topics related to yoga, nutritional practices, and I hope this introduction to self-relaxation will be helpful to you, and it will be something that you can use and practice as a part of your overall wellness. I want to begin by giving you a quick overview of what I have in mind for today. I want to start with some background information on what self-relaxation and mindfulness is, why it can be useful, and then thirdly, how you can do it. So we're actually going to do some practice today of helping our body learn how to relax and feel more at ease. As we conclude this short video, I'm going to offer a web-based resource that you can use for further exploration. And then I'll talk a little bit about some future videos related to self-relaxation and mindfulness. So for starters, I want to begin with some bad news that you already know, and that is we live in times of incredible stress. Things related to money issues, problems on the job, health concerns, conflicts with people, fear of the future. These are things that have significant impact on our peace of mind and our health. In fact, some medical experts estimate that about 80% of health concerns are made worse by stress. Things related to heart issues, respiratory concerns, mental health concerns, our peace of mind, and it can deplete our immune system. That's the bad news, and you live it every day. And somehow you get through it by using social support, exercise, all the good coping techniques you already have. Another bit of good news is you can add another tool to your toolbox to help you deal with and hopefully get past these negative effects of day-to-day stressors. And this relates to self-relaxation process and meditation practice. You've probably heard of this already in the form of things like yoga, tai chi, meditation, etc. These are practices that have been around for thousands of years in a lot of different cultures. And more recently in Western science, they have found the significant benefits that these practices have on human beings. And later on, we'll talk about some of these benefits. For one thing, I want to go to your own lived experience and talk a bit about the underlying physiology related to stress and what we're later going to call the relaxation response. So imagine it's a beautiful day, you're having a peaceful walk in the park, and out of the blue, as you're walking along, you see a huge snake in the path in front of you. For many people, they would be freaked out by this a little bit, and in a split second, your heart's going to begin to race, you're going to breathe faster, you're going to have a release of adrenaline. And this adrenaline will help you either run away faster or hopefully fight the snake. I wouldn't encourage that. But this is something that is part of our built-in physiology that enables us to cope with emergency situations. Hopefully, after you realize that this was a harmless snake and you backed away from it, you would exhale. You would think, I'm safe, no problem at all, and you would begin to get back to a baseline level of calm. So the first part, when you first saw the snake and you kind of freaked out, we would call that an adrenaline rush, or what we call the parasympathetic, or sympathetic nervous system. It's kind of like the accelerator on your car, going from 0 to 60 miles an hour in a split second. It has good functional value in that it enables us to survive potentially threatening situations. The bad news is sometimes with day-to-day continuous stressors, our fight or flight response, our adrenaline response is always turned on when we get bad news day after day after day. This can impede our immune system function. It can lead to health concerns. It can detract from our peace and joy in life. So the bad news. Again, the good news. Along with the sympathetic fight or flight response we have as part of our physiology, we also have a parasympathetic nervous system response. This is kind of like the brakes on your car, the part of our physiology that allows us to stop, to relax, to rest, to digest, and to heal ultimately. It's kind of like that part of you that gets activated just before you go to sleep. When you're shutting down, you're very calm, very peaceful. There have been researchers, one primary one, his name is Dr. Robert Benson at Harvard University. He worked with people that had had various medical concerns, particularly cardiac concerns, and he taught them how they can intentionally bring about their own relaxation response. And that's what we're going to do right now. As I offer these general guidelines for relaxation, I am going to ask you to think about how you can customize it to work best for you, particularly if something that doesn't feel right to you, or if you're not able to do some of the things I'm going to guide you through. Feel free to modify it. And yet, to the degree that you can, try to practice some of the things that I am going to recommend. For starters, I also want to let you know that I'm going to be very directive here. And some of the things I'm going to recommend may seem a little bit goofy, and you may not want to do them. You may just want to listen. But I'm going to really encourage you and invite you to do the things with me right now so you can experience it yourself and you could evaluate the degree to which this works for you. So for starters, whenever you want to do a short self-relaxation practice, maybe of 5 to 10 minutes, first of all, please create a very peaceful setting. For example, you may want to shut off the phone, turn off the TV, put the dog outside, maybe choose a time in which other family members may not be around where you can have a little bit of quiet, peaceful time for yourself. So creating a peaceful, quiet setting, number one. Number two, we're going to talk about posture. Sometimes when you think about relaxation, you think about slouching back. And sometimes this can feel good to lay back on the couch or the bed. For the purposes of this intentional relaxation, I am going to ask you to adopt a nice upright sitting posture. And instead of leaning back against your chair, please sit about halfway toward the front of your chair. Have your spine fairly straight. Tilt your chin down a little bit so the crown of your head is the highest point, and sit like a model would sit. Very graceful, very dignified. This tends to straighten the spine and removes any tension back here. So slim chin, slightly tilted down. The third thing I'm going to invite you to do, if you wish, is to gently close your eyes if you feel safe and comfortable doing this. The simple act of closing your eyes can begin to initiate the relaxation response. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, that's okay too. Just keep your eyes kind of lightly downcast on the floor in front of you, not allowing yourself to bring your attention inward to your bodily states of relaxation. Next, breathing, perhaps the most important thing. Obviously, we breathe continuously. Many times we breathe unconsciously and take short, shallow breaths through our chest. For the purposes of this relaxation technique today, we're going to practice what they call deep diaphragmatic breathing. And that is where your chest is going to remain fairly stationary and your belly is going to expand. So right now, with me, please put your right hand on your upper chest Please put your other hand on your navel, down by your belly. And as you inhale, intentionally push your belly out. So please inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for a second. And now exhale. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Feel your belly receding. Please inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your belly expands. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Your belly recedes. And now please continue to breathe at your own pace and simply be aware of the gentle rise and fall of your stomach. Notice that the hand on your upper chest isn't moving much at all. Instead, it's your belly that is rising and falling, similar to the way that babies breathe. If you ever watch an infant, they tend to breathe correctly from the bottom of their abdomen, a way that more fully oxygenates the lungs. It's also a way that triggers the brain, our neurology, that we are safe, we can relax, we can initiate the parasympathetic nervous system response or the relaxation response. And now on your next exhalation, please allow your hands to fall comfortably on your thighs or your lap. And even though your hands are not positioned on your stomach and chest, put your awareness on your lower abdomen. And as you inhale, feel your belly expand. As you exhale, feel your belly contract. Already, by using this technique, you have begun to relax your physiology. It happens naturally. And already, you may feel a little bit more calm, a bit more serene, a bit more relaxed as you give yourself a rare moment of peace and quiet in your very busy, full life. So right now you are using deep diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing to deepen your relaxation. And you've probably known other people that do this. For example, you will see athletes before a game focusing on deep breathing. Performers, musicians, people in theater. And sometimes we naturally do this before a stressful circumstance like a job interview, or when we hear bad news, we naturally begin to deepen our breathing. It works. And with practice, we can get better and better. Of course, as we practice this type of self-relaxation, it's totally common that our thoughts are going to wander. We are going to think about what we have to do the rest of the day. We're going to think about the possibility of seeing a snake at the park. That seems to be the nature of the mind. Our mind is always wandering. So if you find yourself daydreaming or planning or thinking whenever you're doing relaxation, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Simply be aware of it and bring your attention back to your breathing. And one technique some people use to unify the body, the breathing with the mind, is to say silent silently to yourself. As you inhale from your belly, you say, breathing in. As you exhale, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So please practice this yourself silently for a few breaths. Good work. And right now, notice how you feel differently than you felt 10 minutes earlier. Perhaps your breathing has slowed. Perhaps you feel a little bit more tranquil, more serene, more at ease. For many people, a wonderful sensation of being calm and at ease. And this state of mind and body is associated with higher levels of performance academically, athletically, and being able to handle stressors that may pop up unexpectedly. And for today, let's use one other quick technique to see if we can deepen your relaxation. This technique is called autogenic muscle relaxation. And what I'm going to ask you to do is move your awareness from your lower belly and put it on your shoulders. And notice if you intentionally put your focus on your shoulders, you can feel them. Perhaps you can feel the clothing on your shoulders. Perhaps you feel a little bit of tension or tightness. Just be aware of it. And right now, on your next exhalation, feel your shoulders drop. Feel them sink and settle and descend. All the tension floating downward, being pulled by gravity. Please take another deep belly breath. And on your next exhalation, again, feel gravity pull your elbows down. The muscles in your shoulders, neck, upper back, totally dissolve, totally melt. A feeling of warmth and heaviness becomes apparent. And one more time, please take a deep belly breath. And as you exhale, feel the relaxation in your shoulders double. Totally at ease, hanging effortlessly from your shoulders. You feel your hands being pulled down toward the floor. A wonderful feeling of calm, quiet, total relaxation. And for the next 30 seconds, I am going to remain silent, and I'm just going to ask you to practice your deep belly breathing and practice your relaxation, focusing on feeling totally relaxed in your shoulders, totally relaxed in your body. Very good. Once more, please do a scan of your body. Notice how you feel differently right now compared to how you felt, say, an hour ago or 2 hours ago. You may want to start out at the top of your head and bring your awareness down, paying attention to any tension in your jaws, your upper body, your shoulders, your back, moving downward through your torso, down through your upper legs, down further through your calves, all the way to the floor. They call this a body scan. And the really hopeful news is research suggests when people put their awareness on different parts of their body, different musculature, you can actually relax it. And when the breathing is slow and relaxed, the body tends to be relaxed. When the body is relaxed, the mind tends to be relaxed. Also, with practice, people can get better and better at bringing about this very calm, quiet, effective state of mind and body. But for today, we're going to conclude this relaxation practice. And whenever you come out of relaxation, I am going to ask you to do so slowly and gently, maybe taking about a minute to begin to slowly open your eyes if you have them closed. You may want to stretch a little bit, or you may want to yawn. You may want to move around a little bit, kind of loosen up the body. However you choose to do this, please do so in a way that you'll bring back with you any degree of calm and quiet you've created. You'll also begin to feel more energized, hopefully more refreshed, as opposed to feeling sleepy or drowsy. And the effects of relaxation hopefully can begin to permeate other things you'll have going on in your day. So for right now, I'm going to begin to summarize what we did today. For starters, we talked a little bit about the relevance of self-relaxation and mindfulness, and that is based on the idea that we are continuously bombarded by stressors. Secondly, stressors can literally make us sick, they can impair our performance, and they can rob us of the joy we would normally feel in life. The good news, there's something we can do about it, techniques we can use to intentionally bring about our parasympathetic nervous system response, or the so-called relaxation response. So to quickly summarize, when you do this tomorrow, and hopefully every day from now on out, you'll have a quiet, peaceful setting. Even though life will go on, you may hear a cat and a dog in the background of my house. You try to make the setting as peaceful as possible. Secondly, you focus on good, upright posture, such that all the muscles in your body can relax. Thirdly, you're going to put a focus on deep diaphragmatic belly breathing to bring about the relaxation response. Next, be aware that thoughts will wander. It's the nature of it. And just be kind to yourself and bring your attention, your focus back to your breathing again and again and again. And then coming out of relaxation, please do so gently, and then allow the tranquility you've created through this relaxation technique to begin to flow into other aspects of your life. So thank you very much for doing this. I know it may seem a little bit unusual, but many people find it pleasurable. And just like exercise, it's not good enough simply to know about this in our head. We have to do it. And some experts say it's important for all of us to do it every day, forever, to promote a greater sense of health and peace of mind. If you want more information about this, there is a universe of information that's free online. And probably one of the more credible sources I'm going to give you, you could Google this, and you could look up mindfulness-based stress reduction. Again, mindfulness-based stress reduction. It is a website that offers a lot of research and a lot of tools related to a little bit of what we did today. It's based on 40 years of practice and research by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Hospital. So please check that out for more information. Also, as I close for today, if you have any suggestions or feedback from me regarding how this could be more helpful to you, or if you have other topics you would want me to focus upon, please let someone at CAC know. and I will try to provide information and resources that may be helpful. Also, in weeks to come, I'm going to be offering a few other short videos that will focus specifically on actual tools and techniques you can use. The last thing, my encouragement and my invitation. I'm going to ask you to experiment with this yourself, maybe for 5 or 10 minutes every day. A person I knew many years ago, she was a full-time worker, she was a full-time college student, and she had a family. So her time was very precious, but she made it a habit that at 9 o'clock at night, when she drove back home after her evening college courses, she would sit in her car for 2 minutes and simply breathe in a very calm, regular way. That helped her decrease some of the stress from her very busy life. So when she was going to be back with her children and her family, she was much more fully present and much more calm. So that worked for her. I might ask you to find a similar technique. What some people do also, every time your phone rings, take a belly breath, exhale, and then answer the phone. Every time you have to stop at a red light in your car, take a slow, deep, diaphragmatic breath, exhale. Every time you have to wait for an appointment, wherever you are, this could be an opportunity to practice this. So I wish you the best with this practice. Thanks very much for being here, and take good care.